You're listening to the Complex Action Actual Play Podcast. Today, the team finally gets into the R&D facility and get to find out what's going on with Hailey. Well, some of them do. The others have to play guard duty. Now please enjoy episode 41, Into the Dark.
All right, Leroy, this next part's all up to you. We need to get to this door, get it open, and you need to get to that guy and take him out in such a way that it doesn't look suspicious on the camera. Just a sec, and I'm going to trigger a preparation. Leroy, what is your intuition?
5.
Doesn't work. Never mind then. You feel nothing.
So this other guy, sorry,
just
bro.
worth a shot.
So this other guy, he's behind a locked door, or he's guarding the locked door?
There's a door that leads to a hallway that goes to the other building that we need to get into. The guard is probably down at the other end of that hallway looking at the door to the building that we're in. Do I have that pictured about right, Bobby?
Sure. So the deal is that you've got, right now you're in sort of you can think of it as the west wing of the first floor. There's a long hallway. You guys will come out there through the door into the main lobby area where the front desk is, where your security guard friend is. You'll go, he will be able to take you. You've seen it, but if you needed to, he could walk you over to it. But the area you need to be is behind that desk. There's, like a staircase and a bank of elevators and everything. And you move all the way through the middle of this area, all the way past behind the staircase. And there's another door that leads to a hallway. That is one of the secure doors that you would have to get through.
Once we get up near the door,
there would be another secure door. Those two doors, that whole hallway and those two doors have one security guard blocking them. And from your information, you think that it was the security guard is on the opposite end of that hallway.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've got a clairvoyance spell up and running that'll let me see up to 30 meters away through walls and stuff. So once we get up near there, I'm going to use that to see if I can't spot the guard and where he's at.
Okay, so you guys all headed out down the hall?
Yep, just rolling my cases.
I think I'll bring the bucket of water. I don't know if I'm doing it on purpose or not, but it's definitely just in my lap.
Outside still look fine, Bobby?
Outside looks good, yeah. You see, you've seen two guards that are patrolling outside. There's now, as you guys move out towards the lobby, there's a security guard there. It looks like there's one that is leaving or has just left and started walking down the east wing, but you just missed him. He was at the front desk.
All right.
By the time you get towards the lobby, your clairvoyance spell is able to show you that there is no guard guarding the tower side of that hallway. So you can guess if there is a guard, it will be on the other end of that hallway.
I think we learned that in our legwork anyways, so to be expected so far.
Confirm guard's going to be on the far end. I don't have exact visual on it, though. The hallway's a bit too long. So got to get this door open and get in there, I guess, somehow without the guy noticing or setting off an alarm or the cameras on him see him getting taken out.
I'm going to send a DNI to throw back on whether or not he can unlock this door from inside the host.
All right, these doors are locked, aren't they?
I mean, it's probably a lot easier for you just to go spoof command open door than me to take the time to actually fiddle with it.
No, it's fine. I'll go back in. Yeah, come on, Ian, let's go. Somebody push me. And I go straight to odds.
All right. If nobody pushes Throwback's wheelchair, it stops moving.
I thought you were going to treat it like a pilot vehicle, and if nobody does it in the complex action, I crash.
He's lost control of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Make a crash test.
Okay.
We'll be watching our backs with the clairvoyance spell as they're doing their thing. So I want to basically see the approach to our position with the clairvoyance while we're getting through the door.
All right. In Discord, have Elric roll a perception test while I deal with the host stuff with Throwback. So you're back in the host. You've still got your marks.
Yeah, I never rebooted, so should be able to sneak right back in.
Looks like they're still dealing with some stuff. There's communication chatter going on around the host and whatnot.
I'll just whisper, Z-Trip, you're the best, and then start looking for the door controls here.
Outside, by the way, Payday, you see, I guess I forgot to mention, you do, from the fly spies out there, see that there's some activity going on. There's some guards outside chasing some people that are on like mopeds and dirt bikes that are running around and like throwing just stuff, like just vandalism, just like you asked them to do.
Well, him. I'll match that video, that feed into the other guys.
So you guys all see that Z-Trip's Neon Discord folks are causing some fun problems for everybody.
Yeah.
Like they were paid to do, or not paid. They weren't paid, but
We paid them nothing.
yeah, just like they agreed to do.
Just like they like to do.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you normally do on a normal evening, but here.
Right.
Oh, it's
Right,
Halloween
that's-
too, isn't it?
That's only one hit of my perception.
Oh, you forgot
Okay.
about the
We forgot
mask.
the costume.
Hey, I've got a really nice costume, but I'm invisible, so no one can see you.
Right.
All right. So you're able to get in. Give me another
Mark on
matrix.
the door control. Search first. Okay.
We need plot points.
Oh no, Ian's not with me. I only got 3 hands.
No problem. You found it.
No, I was standing right in front of it. All right, thank you.
See, now we know where the strength comes in.
Yeah, send a message to Ian. Ian, where are you?
All right. So you found the door controls. You're gonna get yourself a mark on them.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that.
I'm gonna spend a point of edge. It's all going downhill.
I mean, technically, Eon's on your deck right now.
That's right. I forgot that she's probably with me. But he's just so excited to be back on Hot Sim. He's like asking for help and then just hurriedly doing the objects before she gets a hand. That still is out.
Real quick, if you're doing edge, just put an exclamation point after the number within the brackets, and it will do the exploding sixes.
Oh, I was post edging.
Oh, never mind.
But that's good enough. So that's a total of 7 hits then to get a mark on the door.
All right. You again expertly handle that. You got a mark on the door.
I'll look back. I'm like, Ian, you give me a hand?
Absolutely. I thought you'd never ask.
I need to get this door open.
Eon's getting a little saucy.
Yeah, I kind of like raise an eyebrow. Like, just come on, get over here.
She attempts to help.
We get 5 hits on spoofing the door. I think Leroy, did you ask me to get it open or to allow it to open when you did the thing?
I guess just unlocking it would be kosher, because then I can just hand door push open.
He means he can open the door with his hand.
Right.
Perhaps while we're here, we should loop this camera for the time being. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. But finishing up at the spoof command, we'll have it essentially the next time somebody goes to attempt to open the door, it'll register as approved and allow.
All right. This time was a little more difficult than the previous times, but you still get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Ian to focus. Like I feel like you might be distracted by this camera thing, but we pull it through, and I'll be like, okay, we got it. Camera? Which camera? Point it out.
The one in the hallway that everyone's concerned about.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, and then we'll try to mark that camera.
Thank you.
All right, we're back in. Got 7 hits.
Hector never appreciates my ideas.
Oh, you have good ideas. It's strange, but they're good.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen agents before, and they usually have ideas like we should stop for ice cream. But this was a good idea.
All right. You so you're monitoring and actively editing the camera feeds. Is that what that was for?
Yeah, we're gonna scrub. The. No, we don't really want to scrub too much because the door's gonna actively open. Yeah, we're just gonna make it appear like we're not just lingering by a doorway for as long as we are, and just that we're very naturally. We'll just say we're gone. We'll just erase us and have it loop into just an empty hallway.
Okay, no problem. I mean, you already have it not recording, so all you have to deal with is what people are looking at right now.
Yeah, so on that camera display, essentially, we'll just take the last minute of dead footage and just loop that for the next 10 minutes, essentially.
All right. Well, you
Listen
will have
time.
to. I mean, you'll have to for as long as you need to loop it. You'll have to be doing it. So.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. So I'll only do it for as long as we need to get past the door. Somebody will ping me.
So that's happened. All of you standing near the door hear an audible click, and the light turns to green on the door, and it looks like it's unlocked.
Who all is going through this door after this guy with me?
It's all you for the taking him out. You're invisible.
Sure.
If you want a drone stampede.
I'm going to drop my clairvoyance and my spatial sense and then try to throw an invisibility on Wada. 4 hits to make her invisible.
Now
no drink.
Are you guys sneakily opening the door? I mean, there are lights on in this hallway.
I thought your own advice, Elric, was to make sure that somebody real went through every door that we opened invisibly. That's what Wada was
Shut
just
up.
about to do.
You're supposed to take this guy out.
How do invisible people open the door?
With our hands.
So the door
I don't know.
opens.
Physically.
This part is Leroy's job.
The door
Shut up and let him
opens,
work.
and the guard at the other end perks up, sees that the door is open, and
What's the distance from here to there?
it's probably about 20 meters.
Okay. And he is like looking in this direction.
Yeah, I mean, he just like looked up and kind of cocked his head a little bit, and looks like he's about to take a step forward.
So he's not like sitting at a desk. He's standing up.
No,
patrolling.
it's just a hallway that is probably wide enough only for 3 people to walk shoulder to shoulder, and it's just a hallway.
Man, that's got to be the worst guard job ever. Just stand in this empty hallway. But yeah, no. You guys think I just take the shot now, or?
You do what Leroy would do. Feel it in your heart.
Okay.
He's walking forward.
Yep. I will do that thing where you just kind of like have the door open far enough for your body to slip through, and I will slip on through, pull my Savalette, and take aim and take the shot. And you said he was about 20 meters away?
Yep.
All right, so he's at long range. So
Is there
I'll
a
go ahead and
silencer?
edge that. Yeah, my Savallette's got a silencer on it.
Okay, good.
7 hits.
All right. Well, he's obviously unaware. So since you're invisible, and
Funny how that works.
and so what's the with 7 net hits? What's the modified damage value?
11.
Are we? Is this 11 stun
I'm
or
sorry,
physical?
11. It is technically physical, but he will have +3 armor because they are capsule rounds. It's been a long time since I've done physical damage with capsule rounds.
So he has +3 to his armor. Okay.
Is in those capsules.
What's in the capsules? Bullets.
Such a low damage code. I know what's in those capsules.
All right. You hit him and pretty square, but he's well, let me see. He stumbles back, but he's fine. You'll have to just roll a. Well, I guess I can roll your initiative. Hold on.
The rest of my initiative is going to be getting to him so that he doesn't like fall onto the ground, because in a little less than 3 seconds he's going to be not good.
All right. You're up.
I close the distance and like get in the position to kind of catch him. If I see him going to draw a gun, a comlink, anything that he's going to like physically handle, I want to take it from him.
All right. So are you taking any action, or are you just moving towards him?
So the thing that he was shot with was those capsule rounds full of narcojet. So I know in a couple of seconds that's going to take effect and probably put him out. And I don't want to dose him again because that would probably be really bad. If I have a jammer, I can flick a jammer on. Let me double check. Yeah, I've got a rating 6 directional jammer. I'll just flick that on and kind of point it at him so he can't get a call out.
All right, sounds good. Next up, I guess, would be Wada. Okay, is everybody letting Leroy take it?
Yeah, I'm not unleashing the hounds.
I'm not
All
getting
right.
involved.
Well, then the security guard reaches for his thing. He says, "Security alert! Breach! Something's going on here."
He was reaching for like his comlink, or he was reaching for like to hit a button.
For his comm, like on his, they all have like one of these little small
The
comm things
FBI
on their,
earbud, you guys.
sort of like that, yeah. But these guys have security armor on and everything, so he's got it's like on his collarbone sort of thing.
But he's got to like physically touch it to activate it.
Yep.
If I could grab his hand from hitting the actual button, I would tussle with him.
Well, that would be melee combat, which would be complex action, and you turned on a jammer. So
Sure.
Yeah, hopefully your jammer takes care of it. Still strong jammer.
Yeah, it should be just as good.
and so he does that, and he readies his weapon, and it's your turn.
What kind of is he? Just like a pistol?
Oh no, it's a submachine gun that he pulled out. He just got hit in the chest with something hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that from him.
Okay, give me a roll.
Let me double check the rules on this. I'm gonna make sure what it's actually limited by. I'll go ahead and edge that. I don't want to risk him firing bullets everywhere. I keep 6 of those.
All right. Yeah, you're able to. I mean, he can't see where anybody is, and you're able to get the gun out of his hand. Grab the expert style, grab the barrel of the gun like you've practiced and trained or whatever, and knock it at the base so it pops out of his hand and immediately away from his trigger finger. And you have control of the weapon now. It's not in his hands. And on his turn, he spins around and looks around and then starts heading down the end of the hall as he pulls out a small sidearm. Well, not a small sidearm. It's a heavy pistol, but he pulls out but he starts moving down the hall. The narco eject, is that immediate?
It is immediate, so end of the combat turn.
All right.
And I will move with him to catch him as he goes to fall.
Yeah, and I think you only got 2 actions anyway, so now's the time. He starts moving, he pulls out the gun, and then he eyes roll in the back of his head, and he collapses onto the ground.
Catch him.
He does not make a loud noise. I'll give it to you. That was a pretty sweet series of maneuvers. You caught him.
Yeah, I got 40 meters of movement, so I'll just kind of carry him back to where by the wall, and just kind of if there's a spot underneath the camera that I can hide him, that's where I'll kind of put him and let the team know that he's neutralized, and then go through his pocket for his comlink.
All right, you can find it. Throwback.
Present.
Never mind. You weren't looking for any information about that. I'll be vague.
I like it.
All right, so the guard is down. It looks like, by the way, are you still on the host?
Yeah, I feel like I had to be in order to keep this camera looped.
Yep. So they're moving down. You notice that the 2 people who looked like they were frantically dealing with some stuff are no longer dealing with those things and are headed back to what appeared to be their original positions.
Okay, I'll shoot off that. a message to say Z-Trip's probably bugged out. We need to get in there and get this thing done.
All right, well, I've got the 3 invisibility spells up right now. The web of mana is such that they'll hold while there's no vision, seeing from afar, just holding the threads. And
You
am I
said you
making any sense?
Yeah, you said you wanted to leave somebody behind here to hold
Well,
down the
we
hall,
have to
right?
go. There's an elevator past the hall. We need to go in that elevator, and that's where Throwback needs to do his metaplanar spell quest thing in the tubes.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just trying to keep these spells held up here, and
Tubes.
whatever it does, we just need to get Throwback to the elevator and make sure no one gets killed in the way. So, several of us are invisible.
I got you.
I have the spells up. Can we move? Because
Let's get moving, people.
And Throwback at that point, you when you hear, can we move? You start to also notice that the patrol ice is headed in your way.
I'm going to tell Eon while I try to find something to hide behind. Tell Eon, hide. We have to stay here until they tell us it's clear.
I'm disappointed.
I'm gonna, grab Throwback's wheelchair and start pushing him down the hall along with the rest of us.
Disappointed in what?
Well, we could maybe finish off the patrol program. It'd be
You guys
fun.
get to the end of the hallway, and there is another locked door.
Why did we stop? Why are we stopping?
Door's locked. We
Open
need this
it
thing
then.
opened.
I'm on it. 3 hits. I don't like this dice roller.
It's my favorite.
What are the 3 hits for?
I dropped the dude. Actually, I would be smarter than this.
It was hardware. I'll take care of it.
Does security guard dude have a key card on him? Is it blue, yellow, or perhaps
why
red?
don't you give me a perception test while you search him?
Just like a touch based, I guess, just general.
Yeah. What's your perception specialty? Smell. You can try to smell the
the
card.
plastic.
I got 3 hits on touchy feely.
Yeah, you find a card. It's like it was on his side. It wasn't hard to find. It was on his side on one of those extending keychainy things.
Yeah, I'll relieve him of that and hope that opens the door we need to get through.
When you get close, so you swipe it, and then it's thing pops up and says handprint required.
I roll my eyes invisibly and bend over to pick the guy up again and kind of
There's that Foley work again that Rob is known for. Yeah, you can get his hand on there. That's no problem.
Which,
And
of
it
course,
opens up.
remembering Leroy is invisible here, so the guy's rising up and his arm flops over onto the thing.
very
Well,
weekend at
Bernie
Burr.
Yeah, you guys are known for this, for weekend at Bernie's style manipulation of unconscious or dead bodies.
Yeah, there's always my lockpick.
Oh god.
We'd be
All right.
trying mine first.
The door slides open.
Push Throwback through, assuming no one steps out and is apparently there
You
to
make
start
me go first.
threatening us. I'm assuming I'm not going through first either, but I'm not really paying that much attention because I'm holding up these spells and focusing on them a bunch.
Throwback, what's your roll me a memory test.
Eon, help me with memory. No, I'm just
I will allow you to edge this if you would like, because this may be an important memory test. You don't have to. It's kind of my GM's friendly hint.
That common sense
Okay.
quality. Going through the door, I will bring our buddy the guard with me in case there's a handprint door on the other side.
all right. I went ahead and took you up on that offer to edge, and I will be able to keep all 8 of those hits.
All right. Well, as you're being pushed through, because you can hear everybody talking, you remember this part of the building is there is definitely a different host, but there are parts of this building which you remember from being in and around it that are wirelessly blocked off from the rest of the building.
Oh no!
So if they enter into one of them while you're on that host, could potentially be bad.
Be a bad headache. Fair. Yeah. Has anybody sent a DNI at this point to say that we're through that door? Because the only reason I'm in the host is to loop a camera that's about a half a mile behind it.
Oh no, I'm just pushing it through, not even thinking about any of that stuff.
Oh no, for sure.
You know what? I would say that Payday's got a lot of idle time on his hands at this point, so I'll go ahead and say that I would go ahead and let you know.
Sounds like something Payday has done to himself maybe once or twice, flying a drone to where it didn't need to go.
Whatever happened with the patrol ice? Did it walk past us?
Right as you remember that, the patrol ice suddenly, shines a light straight at your location.
We need to try to hide.
You are hidden, so it knows that there is something hidden there. Does that immediately break you out of being hidden?
No, so it doing essentially it does its matrix perception and finds out that there are things running silently, and then there's an opposed test of a matrix perception to find out if it can actually find me or Eon.
That's what I thought. So that's why I was saying, just as all this is happening, it shines at you. If you are at that moment, if you're making the decision to leave, I'll give you that. If not, then and you want to continue hiding, you'll have to roll.
I glance at Eon. Does she look like she'll come with me?
She looks Eonish.
Pacheka.
She comes with you.
There's like an awkward pause of like not sure what to expect, but yeah.
Is this age program actually going to do it?
Yeah, like okay, that's intended. Good. So yeah, we'll check out.
For the listeners, as the camera stays in the host, the patrol ice looks around and reports its thing, and the security spiders, fortunately, because distraction was set up, shrug it off as being technomancer jerks causing problems.
Okay,
and you're in. So, like I said, you guys are in this area now, away from the other part. You are now officially in the data center / R&D building. You're not in the R&D center. That's down a couple of floors. You'll have to take an elevator, which you now see an elevator to your left in a small elevator waiting area. The elevator has a panel. It requires 2 people to activate at the same time, 2 card swipes at the same time. One from, well, you don't know who from. It just requires 2 card swipes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna warn Eon. I'm gonna say we're gonna go offline for a second. I'm gonna reboot. Are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right, then I'll like give a 2-second countdown and then reboot my equipment. And then when we come back online, say, all right, we talked about this. Remember, this is the 2 machines at the same time. You've got to do the one. I'm gonna do the other.
Payday. Roll a perception test for me while these guys are talking.
Okay. Payday's got some. Okay. Is this a? Oh, actually, I don't have my mask on, so it's just gonna be my regular perception.
And I'm going to ask Throwback, hey, do you think you're likely to be doing the big thing within the next 5 minutes?
Throwback will just look at the ominous metal doors of the elevator and just kind of shrug and be like, we don't even know how far down this thing goes.
All right, I'll hold off then.
2 hits, Bobby.
Okay. You're not quite sure, but you almost feel like when Throwback rebooted his deck, you almost feel like did Eon leave or did she stay? And maybe like just out of the corner of your eye, you feel like you didn't see her persona blink off and then back on, just like Throwbacks did. It might have almost stayed there, but you're not quite sure. You might have just been, you're kind of distracted right now, so you probably would shrug it off, but it kind of enters, it kind of catches you for a second, like, oh, is that? Oh, maybe nothing.
Weird stuff going on here.
And so yeah, there's the elevator. Your Overwatch score has been reset. You're rebooted, feeling good, feeling fine.
Yeah, and we'll give a nod to Eon and kind of claim the swiper on the right, essentially.
Maybe Eon ought to go back on my deck after this.
I'll look over my shoulder. What?
Oh, and hey, Payday, do you have a combat drone you can position in the hallway to watch it for us?
Payday looks kind of distracted and yes, meet Rover and Dover. That's what. And Payday opens up the 2 cases, and a Doberman drone comes out of each.
Ooh, exciting!
Each of them is equipped with an Ingram Valiant. Should keep things a little hush hush while we're in here. Make a mess if we need them to. Sorry, an Ingram Smart Gun. Ingram Valiant would be much better.
Whatever.
Leroy knows what I'm talking about.
Your gun specs.
I mean, that's a Valiant be a really big gun,
right? I
don't think they're big enough really to carry something like that.
I know. I miss Silverback already.
So Throwback is, while they're chit chatting, he's over at the elevator working his part of this project, right?
Yeah. Am I able to find a data port or hardware my way into the wires?
Yeah, it's no problem. This isn't like a super special anything. It's an elevator. You can pop over in a panel and easily plug into it.
Cool. And I'm gonna wait for Eon to be in place to do the same thing, essentially on the other one, because I believe we have to hit these at the same exact time.
Eon standing ready.
All right, Eon, this is gonna be really tough, and it's gonna be okay if we make a mistake. We will figure it out. So don't feel any pressure.
We're not going to make a mistake, Throwback.
That's the spirit. Yeah. All right. Ready? On my count. And then, I'll like slowly count down from 3 and try to get a hack on the 2 panels.
All right. You got it, since I saw your roll.
Okay. So, all right. We're in. Now, the fun part. We need to open the doors. Oh, where's that mark go?
Where's the mark go?
Does it go up anywhere? Do I find a controlling device or anything? Which host is this slave to?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's a hidden host separate from this host, and that's what these are on.
Okay, cool. So we have a mark on that now too.
Correct.
All right, then yeah, spoof command in 3. Eon, 3, 2. We'll spend a point of that.
Which edge do you have?
Will be my 3rd, leaving me with 1 single edge to finish the mission for a total of 7 hit.
Okay, you have managed to get your marks on this door, and you've spoofed the commands. I'm assuming I guess I didn't ask, but you've used it before. I'm assuming you were forking.
Yeah, with Eon.
Right, correct. Okay, so you've got it, you've marked it, you've spoofed it, and then as you're sending the command out, it travels out to the door, and then the door, ding, and it slowly opens.
Come back into AR again, let out a deep breath, kind of gasp for air. Oh shit, we did it. We did it. We're good.
Of course we did it.
Come on, everybody inside. Good job, Eon.
Stop being cocky, girl. Of course we did it. Payday's grumbling as he's rolling his cases with the 2 drones padding behind him.
Payday, maybe, never mind. Sorry.
What?
I'm so distracted. Just trying to keep, do you think I should keep these invincibility spells up any longer?
Frag it. I mean, everyone sees me walking around with 2 drones, if they're looking.
All right, I drop them. I suddenly appear, and I've got that funky Oni mask and the big fancy Fashion Island Ace of Cups outfit with the big shoulders.
Everybody's suddenly reminded of the
Look at you.
outrageous outfit.
And Leroy and Wada are also suddenly visible as well.
And Payday's throwing on his gorilla deckled ballistic mask.
Oh, Stretch is right. We forgot our costume.
All right, you guys all head into the elevator.
Anybody hanging back to watch the hallway up here?
I can leave a drone.
We might lose connection to it, right? Because there's fancy.
We're
matrix
100%
wards.
gonna lose connection.
True. Forget it then. I'll bring them both with me.
All right. Then I'm hopefully there's nothing nasty in the astral down there. Sounds like I'll have my elemental do the overwatch.
Good call.
So I'm going to order my fire spirit to physically manifest, inside or on the the part of the facility that we're in now on its side of the door. So it's not in the hallway, but it'd be by the door in the hallway.
Okay.
And it's to use whatever force necessary to prevent people from getting through. It can start with a fear power, but switch to physical force if necessary after that.
Unless maybe it should be me stays up here. I still have drones on the outside as well. If we want to keep Overwatch.
Maybe
Come about 6 seconds before these doors close. Why don't you both stay?
Payday, you stay.
All right, fine. Me and Payday
right.
will stay.
Big quality time.
Let's go,
If there's
Wada.
any serious trouble,
Leroy.
it's going to be on this end, and you guys got Leroy to watch your back.
Hey, if you see anything weird, throw back. Just, I don't know. Be careful with her, okay?
First sign of trouble, drink your potions, and I'm going to trigger the increase intuition preparation that is on throwback. Throwback, what is your intuition?
My intuition is naturally 5, 7 with wear.
Okay, with the 7 bumped up, it's not going to work. I was hoping the 4-6 would do it, so
Yep, sorry, buddy.
it's
Oh, wait.
fine. It was worth a shot.
It's 7 now. Yep, sorry.
Yep, so I just say, first sign of trouble, drink your potion, tap your combat sense.
Payday actually looks physically distraught at the idea of being separated from Eon.
Yeah, Payday's kind of, I don't know if it was a warning, words of encouragement, or threat. Throwback will kind of like look at Eon and give like a sharp nod as if, everything's going to be fun,
She
right?
smiles and nods to Payday, and he just
The doors
grumbles.
close.
Yep, so I order my spirit to just hang with me, stay on Overwatch, but manifest, we might need you in physical backup as well.
All right. The doors to the elevator have closed. The elevator is headed. There's some buttons in there, and one of them clearly says R&D.
That's super convenient. I'll press the R&D button, right? I think that's where we're going. That's been so long.
So the doors have closed, and the elevator starts to move down as the party is split. So surely nothing will happen that is bad.
This was the one time it's okay to split the party.
And Rover and Dover are set to fire at any aggressive targets that come through that door.
All right. Don't go anywhere. I have to check something really fast, and then I'm going to come back and say some things. So I'll be right back.
Yes, Neurostun is Force 11, and we all just die.
Yeah, Elric sends a private text to Wada just to say, hey, just try to keep an eye out for Leroy and make sure he doesn't.
That's as far as the message gets before signal's lost.
And I assume we're going into a
Yep.
Faraday cage. So.
Yeah, at that point, the message cuts off.
Damn it.
Elric's up there with Payday. So this is kind of cool, huh? You and me holding the corridor. I almost hope we get rushed by a high threat response team and have to hold off a bunch of armed guards. Not really,
Why did I let that guy take her?
What, throwback?
Yeah, throwback.
All right, I'm back. Children.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think
Like, do you think he really needs the help?
well, I mean, he probably wants the help. I mean, who wouldn't want Eon tagging along? So never mind.
Yeah, let's watch the door.
All right.
Do you think those two
What do you
I
mean?
mean, he went and hunts him, right?
What?
I mean, she's programmed to be a girlfriend, and she's on his deck. And just never mind. I'm probably just never mind.
All right. Well, the elevator gets to the bottom of the elevator shaft, and when the doors to the elevator open, you find yourselves. And just so I can double check, it is Wada, Leroy, and Throwback that are in the elevator going down, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. When the doors to the elevator open, you find yourselves in a small, like, foyer area, about 6 or 7 meters square. There are hooks lining the walls on the left and right, and upon those hooks hang pristine white full body suits that zip up over the head with clear plastic face masks. Under the hanging suits are benches, presumably for employees to use to sit on as they put on the suits. A sliding glass door is opposite the elevator door. The only visible way to open the door seems to be a big red button that states clearly that all employees should first put on the clean suits.
It's probably just a suggestion, right?
I just kind of shrug, like, whatever. We're already breaking the rules by being here.
Do the clean suits look like they're like chem sealed suits or just like form fitting?
You want to
suits?
inspect them?
Yeah, I think Throwback's a little nervous. I'll take a look at it.
Do you happen to have any knowledge skills that would inform you about that?
No. The closest is maybe technology, but it was never intended for like anything outside of electronic.
Sure, yeah. Leroy was about to speak up.
I got like a security procedures that like maybe.
It's not really a security procedure, so
Leroy
just
knows you
roll
should always follow the rules.
just roll like a logic test.
Oh, I'll let somebody who's actually smart do that.
Armor would have been great.
Yeah, that's a good point. 3 hits on a logic test.
It doesn't look like they.
Something that says, "Hey, Payday, just give me a sec," and I'm
What
gonna
do you
sit
mean?
down,
Give you
and
a sec.
sit down, astrally project, and zip over to where Wada is. Materialize, or not materialize, but manifest, and go bloop bloop, and trigger off a couple of preparations on her that she won't be able to trigger herself. Wada, what's your intuition?
What are you? My intuition's a 4.
Yeah, looks like Elric. Do you have any essence loss?
1.
Currently, your intuition is 4 higher, and I trigger the other one. Nice. So you're under the effects of 5 hits on an increased reflexes spell. So that's +5 to your initiative and plus 2d6, unless you already have something better.
I do.
Okay. Yep. Then I will disappear and go back to my body quickly. Hopefully, no one's shooting at me yet.
All right. It doesn't appear to Throwback to seem like it's chem sealed at all. These suits, they seem to just be like, you've seen them on TV before. They look like, static clean suits.
I'm gonna take one of the helmets or like the little masks and wear that.
Oh, they're all together.
Oh, okay. It's like a big onesie. Okay, then I'll
Yep.
just secure my ballistic mask and make sure that the gas system is filtering.
Yeah. If you really wanted to, they're intended to fit over top of clothing, but you'd need assistance being that you're in a wheelchair.
Look at the other two. We gotta go, right? Or should we put these on? Everybody else probably puts these on.
Let's just go.
Okay, let's go.
The red button awaits.
Ooh.
I'm not hitting the red button.
Oh, for frag's sake. I'll push the red button.
When you hit the button, the door beeps a couple times and then opens. Not before a big like blast of air shoots down at you guys from the ceiling, and also if like a vacuum suction from the floor. So that's like loud, like. Whoosh.
I was saying, is it really loud?
It's kind of loud, not really, really loud, but kind
All right,
of.
well, slightly louder than that. You hear a muffled voice from behind Throwback's gas mask, just like, "Oh!"
After that is over, then the door opens, and the door that was opening was definitely it was very foggy and hazy. It was what's the word I'm looking for? Smoked kind of glass with a bunch of small like lattice work, small lines that go through it that Throwback would recognize as being the workings of like Faraday cage type material that is embedded in glass sometimes. And you go through it. It looks almost like very, very fine material, more fine than the door of a microwave, but that's kind of what's going on, but when the door opens, it opens to a somewhat large room that is currently very, very dark. All the lights are off. However, various small heat lamps and UV lights and other very dim lighting can be seen over cages cages and tanks around the room. These particular lights make it incredibly difficult to see clearly, but you can see you are definitely in a lab of some sort. There are tables, workbenches, stuff like that around the room with all sorts of scientific instruments. The room's very sterile looking and sterile feeling. It's also immediately clear to those of you in AR that you have entered another separate wirelessly blocked room. On the other side of this lab that you're in, you can see is another big laboratory door on the opposite side of the room.
So once we're sealed in there, I mean, is Eon still with us?
Yes, she's with you.
I'll check my connection at the moment. Do I even have like an outgoing signal to the grid?
You do not. Well, you do have a signal that's not to the grid, and you definitely lost your connection to Payday and Elric.
Okay. How about the secret host?
You can still detect it. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let out like another deep breath. I'm like, okay, we need to find a computer. I think we had a very specific one in mind that I'm pretty sure we identified at some point in our legwork.
Yes, you have the numbers for the terminal that you would need. You're going to start looking around.
Yeah.
You're going to tell the rest of your team what they're looking for.
We're looking for terminal 13B. We need to put the camera facing that, I think. I know.
Everybody give me a perception test, and throwback on top of that, give me a matrix perception test.
Can we do a +3 for observe and detail, or something else?
A +3 for observe and detail? What do you mean by that?
For the place to put the camera, or is this just a security?
You're kind of looking for the terminal, if it's even in this room, because there is another door on the other end that would lead to another room if it could potentially be in there.
5.
6.
Holy hits, Batman. Yeah, I got 5 on physical and 7 on matrix.
Holy cow, you guys don't even care that it's dark in here.
Elf. Don't care at all.
Hey, just real quick, I typed some things in the chat. Just want to make sure you see them.
Yes, I did see them. Thank you. So you guys are looking around, inspecting cages and tanks and terminals and stuff. When you look around, you see that these cages and tanks contain various types of animals. There's cats and rats and snakes, insects, spiders, all that sort of stuff. One counter even has 2 or 3 animals splayed out and cut open with various implements sort of poking and sticking out of them. You know, obviously everything's being experimented upon. Throwback, looking in not just physical space, but also through the matrix. Throwback, you notice very quickly that several of these animals have personas.
Excuse me?
Like matrix personas.
I wanna look at one. That's really weird.
Yeah, when you inspect one closely, you see that it's not coming from any like installed cyberware. You've heard of these things before. These appear to be like techno critters, like technomancers, but they're animals. That are able to somehow naturally interact with the matrix. You've heard of it before. You've never actually probably encountered one, I don't think, but
no.
That's definitely what these are, and there are several of them here.
Are they awake right now?
Everything is asleep. I was assuming you guys are moving quietly.
Yeah, Throwback will kind of whisper under his breath, like, everybody be quiet. This is a minefield.
Well, you worried about some sleepy kitties?
Sleepy kitties that can make you shoot yourself.
What, like mind control?
Worse, matrix control.
There's that dog head tilted thing going on. Like, wait, what?
Well, you guys do move through the room and realize that you can't find the terminal you're looking for in this room.
What are our exits?
There's just one other door opposite the door you came in that would lead to another, room. It's a big metal like laboratory door.
And upstairs, Elric and Payday can have their positions to watch things. You're conversing. Payday, if you're raising concerns about what might be happening with Eon, Elric is not really doing the normal friend thing and trying to make you feel better. He's actually picking up on any fear that you bring up and mulling it over and being concerned about it and adding something imaginative to it and reflecting it back to you. And so he is not at all helpful in calming you down.
What the hell's wrong with you?
He's seeming to get, just as disturbed about it as you are, if not more so.
You're absolutely right about it. How come some like big deal, big hot decker need my little agent program anyway? Why does he get his own agent program to help him out? Now she's his girlfriend.
And that's probably...
She's on the cyber deck. She can't help herself. She's programmed to.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Be distracted during the run, and like, what happens if his deck gets fried? I mean, I know he can fix it before, but what if that happens when Eon's on it?
I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
And as you say that is probably the dramatically appropriate moment when you realize that you've lost your connection to your teammates as they've gone into into a wirelessly blocked room in the R&D department.
Sounds about right.
All right. So is the rest of the team going to venture into the other laboratory room?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you go in. This door is not locked at all. It's just a swinging door, and you go through the door. This second door opens up into another room. It's a circular room. It's similarly dark. In the center of this room is a circular computer terminal. It's got a space for like one or two technicians that would stand in the center of like a circular array of computer terminals and readouts. The faint dim of knobs and displays glow and slowly pulse, indicating that the computers, this whole setup, this whole array is in sleep mode. Along the walls and spread out around the edges of this circular room are various stations with different types of equipment, like exercise bikes, treadmills, examination tables, medical equipment, surgical chairs, all equipment that, unlike the last room, appears to be suited for humanoid use. The reasons and the subjects for this become clear as you see on the far side of the room from the door you just came in of this large circle. On the far opposite side are 6 large glowing cylinders of blue-green liquid that appear to be holding human figures in them.
Meh.
Guys,
They're not what we're here for.
who are they?
They're us if we don't get what we're after.
I mean, like, they're probably technomancers, because I hear there's a lot of money in selling those to people.
All right, yeah. Throwback will kind of like swallow down his questions and sort of look to Leroy. Say, oh, okay, okay, let's keep looking.
The word technomancer kind of piques Throwback's interest, though. He kind of remembers why you're here.
Yeah, your friend Hailey. This was important information about her, huh?
You think she's in one of these tubes? Like, I didn't meet her, so I don't... Well, yes, I did see her that one time. I don't think she looks like any of these people, though.
I'll just give a stern look to Tawadas. If she's in one of these tubes, it's because your team didn't get her out of here. That's what you said you guys did, right?
No. We gave it to somebody else. We didn't give her to Blue Data, I don't think.
So as you guys are talking about it, you look over to the tubes, I'm sure, and upon closer inspection, becomes quickly apparent that these all do contain young women that appear to be in their late teens or early 20s. In fact, they're all identical to each other. Furthermore, they all look exactly like someone you've met, Hailey. Oh, and I should probably mention that one of the tubes is empty.
Why? Why should you mention that? What does that mean?
It's just an important point. They've all got what seem to be semi or unconscious bodies that look like Hailey, and one of them is empty.
Why do you do this to us?
How big is this room?
It's pretty large. I'd say diameter wise, maybe like 50 or so meters. It's not small.
Okay. All right.
Maybe a little bit less than that.
All right. Let's make sure that this person isn't here anymore, and then let's find the terminal.
So give me a perception test then, if you're going to look for the terminal.
Dose.
Yeah, Throwback got 5 hits.
Throwback, ever the perceptive one.
Thanks for carrying that for us, buddy.
So as you guys are looking around, looking for this terminal, you do eventually find it, Throwback, but it's in this center kind of circular console area. You find it, but as you're looking around and kind of talking and everything, you notice something. You begin to notice that Eon is acting a little bit strangely. She seems to almost be like frozen. Her mouth is partly open, staring at the clones. She's kind of not responding to anyone in the room. She's not engaged in her normal like pre-programmed routine of following gazes or attentively looking at someone who's talking and politely responding to their comments of everyone who's interacting with each other. You also notice, Throwback, that Eon, she seems kind of clearer, more crisp, without the slightly like hazy or frayed edges around her that normally comes with like an agent program or something like that. Almost she almost seems clear enough like she's a conscious persona of a person using VR. Okay, very, very different than in clearer, like I said, almost the difference between observing someone using AR and then suddenly going VR, or even hot sim VR. She's just staring.
She's staring in the direction of the tubes, right?
Yes, she's not even just staring. Her persona, I guess you could call it, her visage has is moved closer to it and is just staring.
Okay, well, I found the terminal, so I'm gonna like turn from where I'm at, and I'm gonna be like, I found it. Eon?
So Eon, what is you're probably suddenly like made aware that Throwback has said, "Hey, Eon." So what does Eon say?
Throwback.
You okay?
It's Hailey.
What do you mean it's Hailey?
Why is Hailey here?
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. This show would not be possible without the generous support of our patrons over at Patreon. So if you like what we do here and you want to help keep it going, consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/complexaction. Our patrons get access to awesome thank you rewards like GM notes that I put together, as well as the chance to be selected to join us as a guest on our cast party episodes that we do. And that's patreon.com/complexaction to find out more. There were several NPCs and organizations which were provided by patrons of Complex Action early in development of the show last year. In this episode, those were Cypress Security Services, the Guards, and they were submitted by Cassie, Levett. Thank you very much for supporting the show. The character art seen on our YouTube page and various other social media places was done by Ethan Brewerton. Check out his awesome Shadowrun artwork at esbrewerton.com. The background music in this episode is brought to you by Prism Shard. To hear more of his Shadowrun-inspired music, head on over to soundcloud.com/prism-shard and give him some love. The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to Complex Action to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its websites, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Complex Action in any official capacity whatsoever.